gamers, and welcome to episode 346 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel Nixon, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's going on this week, Dominic?
Man, we are finally in October, man.
Yeah.
Woo, spooky.
Not ready for how quickly that came along.
Yeah. Man, like I said, this year's going by so fast.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Let's get right down. I was going to get right down to it, unless you got something to say.
Nah.
All right. So, quickly through sports. My teams still suck that I like. The O's are
Real
fighting for the worst spot. I don't know where they are at that point, but the race for the playoffs is almost like it's scripted. I don't know. It could be coincidence, but we could have a 4-way tie in the American League for the wild card spots. You only got 2. We got a 4-way tie. So we could have 2 playoff games.
That's great.
Just to get there. And if it does become a 4-way tie, I saw a scenario. The scenario will be like Red Sox and Blue Jays would host, and then the Yankees will be able to choose, because they'll be the third place team. They'll be able to choose who to play, and then the fourth place team, which will be Seattle, would just get the other team. Because they go by win percentage, like win percentage against like themselves. I think it is.
Gotcha. Like
between the 4 teams, who has a better win percentage. And that's how they say the Red Sox, and then it's the Blue Jays, then it's the Yankees, then it's the Mariners. So I said, oh, that's how they do it. Okay. I was wondering how they get it done. And whoever wins, that's your playoff. Those are your 2 wild card teams.
That's pretty cool, actually.
So I kind of want this to happen now.
Yeah, that seems cool.
The only way it can happen is if the Blue Jays win, which they are playing the Orioles, so they can sweep them. So the Orioles, I'm actually rooting for you to lose this game.
Yeah, they devastated them yesterday. Might as well.
Yeah, exactly. I'm rooting for the Yankees. Yankees, all they had to do was win 1 game out of these 3 games against the Nationals. They have not. They lost 2 games. And I'm rooting hard for the Nationals to win. Then the Red Sox have to lose. They are playing against... No, my fault. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Red Sox are playing against the Nationals, I believe. And the Yankees are playing against the Tampa Bay Rays. And Tampa Bay has beaten the Yankees 2 times in a row. Nationals has beaten the Red Sox 2 in a row. So I'm rooting for the Red Sox. I'm rooting for Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay doesn't even have to win, but they're still playing. Hey, they're still playing hard. So I'm like, they probably like, hey, you want to keep these guys out, you know? We don't want the Yankees to get in here. So good on them. Good on them for the integrity of baseball. Still keep playing. While I think some people are questioning the Angels because Ohtani, pitcher / hitter, probably going to win the MVP this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's not pitching this game, even though they say he will be next in the rotation. And people are upset because they're playing against Seattle, and they're like, why not? This means something. It may not mean something for y'all, but it means something for the game. And why not have the MVP out there to pitch, and they could possibly put out their rival out the playoffs? And I sort of agree with that, because that's what it's about.
Yeah.
But whatever. But in retrospect, I'm kind of happy too. I hope they lose. I hope Angels lose, because I want Seattle to win. Because I wanted to be Seattle versus Toronto. It all depends who the Yankees will pick to play if the scenario pans out. I would love it. I would rather have that. I would rather have the wild card be Seattle versus Toronto, because I don't really like Boston or the Yankees. But between Boston and Yankees, I would rather have Boston. I'd rather go for racist Boston than the Yankees. Than semi-racist Yankees. Like, Yankees ain't racist. There's racist in any other organization. Put it like that.
So pretty racist.
Well, I didn't say the town. Well, the town of Boston. I so much the team.
Nah.
Town of Boston. Well, I hope you didn't lose no Boston listeners.
They know what they are.
Yeah. All right. So what else we got here? On the National League, there's a fight with San Francisco and the Dodgers. They're playing different teams, but if the Dodgers win and San Francisco loses, they will have to do a playoff to see who wins the division. So I don't want that. I'd rather have San Francisco win. I mean, I kind of want that too anyway, but I still want San Francisco to win a division.
Yeah.
I want Dodgers to make it hard for the Dodgers. Like, because Dodgers, they just bought the fucking farm. They're the Yankees of the West right now, basically. So I'm rooting for the San Francisco to win that. Other than that, everything's pretty much set. And on the National League side, Atlanta, they clinched. That's the team I'm really rooting for to win it all. Though I doubt they will, but still, good for them for still getting there without their best player. He's been out. I forgot when he got hurt, but he's been out for a while. But they still made it. Other than that, yeah, there's nothing else to really talk about baseball. I don't even know like who's the top players. Like the draft, so the Orioles can get. I have no idea. They'll just ruin him anyway. Either ruin him or he'll go somewhere else. You know, he'll be.
We'll build him up for a couple of seasons. Then he's like almost peaking, and then he'll go someplace else and just be the best player.
Exactly.
Ever. Yep.
All right. So football. Yeah. My Washington team is pretty bad. We got beat up by the Bills, but Tom Brady lost.
Yes, he did.
Tom Brady and the Buccaneers lost to the Rams. The Rams look like the best team in NFL right now. And what's going on with Pat Mahomes? They are in last place in the AFC West.
You got shook, Dominic.
Crazy.
You got shook.
Crazy. And, man, we got some good games this week. We got Tom Brady's going back to Foxborough. They've been talking about that all week. They've been talking about
they were talking about
the damn
that
week before.
Last week's game.
Good God. And that's probably what happened. It's like they looked ahead. So we got to beat New England. Oh, yeah, shit. We're playing the Rams. It's like, but anyway, I don't think they looked ahead. But anyway, they've been talking about this all week. Let's talk about Brady going against Belichick. Can Brady beat Belichick? Can Belichick beat Brady? The thing is, New England's not that good a team. So I'm like, it will be an upset if Belichick win. Yeah. That would be kind of incredible. They should freaking beat him.
When Deflategate has been used against you, Dominic.
What'd you say?
I said when Deflategate has been used against you, he's just going to cheat really well.
Maybe yes. Maybe you will. But yeah, with Belichick, like it's just funny how like that relationship, it wasn't what you either thought it was, or I don't know. I don't know if thing is, I don't know if it's soured or it just never was. You just what you thought it was. I mean, I think they respect each other as what they were, but they weren't like buddies, like like Drew Brees was with his coach in New Orleans, Sean Payton. I
just assumed it was a father-son relationship.
Yeah.
Come on, Tommy. Let's go to school.
No. I think he has a father, man. His father was like defending him, like saying, I forgot what he said. He said something about New England, basically. Like, basically it's their fault. Like, it became this way.
Gotcha.
I mean, we all know, like, Brady was upset that they had picked a quarterback some years back, Garoppolo, because it was like, why are you getting a quarterback when I'm here?
Yeah. You already got the best one. What do you need?
Yeah, and while I guess Belichick was trying to look ahead, he's trying to think ahead, like, hey, you're getting older, but he said, no, I'm still going to be good, or something like that. So, hey, I guess we'll see that game's tonight. My team is playing Atlanta, who is not bad. I mean, who is bad. They beat the team we beat, the Giants, last week. But thing is, we weren't supposed to even beat the Giants because we luckily got there. Giants screwed themselves over. I don't know what's going to happen in this game because Atlanta might beat us. If Atlanta beat us, man, I'm like, just lose every game from now on so we can get that first spot. At least get close because Jacksonville looks like they're going to be sorry. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We were fighting with their asses for that spot, fighting with their asses and the Giants. So yeah, our defense is just, talking about, we were thinking we were going to be top 5. Like some people had us like top 5 defense. Man, we were in like the bottom 5, literally. Like I think it was, I saw 32 teams. I think I don't know, we were 31, but we're close. 30 or 30, we're down there. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, what happened? Yeah. But I mean, I know we got our quarterback hurt the first game, but that don't explain the defense. That had nothing to do with defense. Yeah. So yeah. It's
confidence shipping the entire team, Dominic. That's all.
Yeah. And, well, the big one is the Ravens game last week. With Justin Tucker kicking that 66-yarder to win the game. I watched that game because I was like, oh, my God, Ravens about to lose like the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. And I saw it bounce. I was like, oh, he missed. But see, like perspectives, you can't really see what the hell the ball
they had on that was terrible. Like I thought it fell like 6 feet short or something like that and bounced.
You said the camera looked. That's the camera they have all the time.
It's terrible. It's terrible if you're judging distance to have it come straight at you. It needs to be angled.
Yeah, because I always think they make it, even when they go for the long one. I was like, oh shit, it's going right down the middle. They said no goods. Oh, I didn't make it. So,
it just didn't make it far enough.
And I was like. Yeah, and he made it. It was incredible. Now, everybody's talking about it, though, that it should never had happened. There should have been a delay of game before that.
Oh, really?
They did not call on the Ravens.
Oh.
It was like 2 seconds it took for Lamar Jackson to snap that ball. They did not call. After 0, they didn't call it. But the problem I have is this. I didn't see no Lions complaining on the field about it.
Right.
Like, you would see people outraged on the sideline or somewhere like, hey, it's a delay of game. Because I'm thinking like, oh, maybe the clock on TV is not the same as the stadium. Because I saw it at 0 too. I was like, damn, man, they didn't call delay of game. But I was like, oh, then I saw nobody complaining except for just the commentators. Well, they stopped. Like they were saying, hey, is it a delay of game? They say, oh, is that the 0? They just went forward. I guess they didn't want to say, "Oh, we're not going to talk about this." Or maybe they just figured, "Hey, maybe that clock was fast too." I don't know, but you saw everybody on Twitter talking about it, say this should not even happen. So it's freaking wrong, and say, "Oh, Detroit gets screwed again." And one guy, Detroit got screwed over by them before when they played against the Ravens. Justin Tucker kicked the winning field goal.
Yeah,
Detroit's just a bad luck team. Like one guy said, I used to didn't believe in curses or nothing, but. Yeah, I just accepted that God hates the Lions. But that's what he said. And I don't know. I never did look it up either. I never looked to see what the Lions had to say about that delay of game. Because like I said, on the field, I saw nobody angry, nobody complaining to the refs that there was a delay of game. So I'm like, oh, did they not know that happened or something? Or was it in the script? That's why everybody had the script and it was like, we're just gonna forget that ever happened. It was like almost bittersweet.
Yeah,
like
it's a shame that's kind of tarnishing it now.
Yeah, because I just want to know, was it a real delay of game? Because why the Lions didn't complain? Why the Lions didn't complain on field about that?
Yeah, because they have at least like 3 people watching the clock and watching the plays.
Yeah,
it's 3 guys just sitting up in the booth, ready to yell in your ear.
Okay, Dan Campbell's. So maybe he did complain. Maybe the TV cameras just didn't want to show it because they want to keep it that way.
I mean, you would think, I don't know, you would think that would be something they display on TV too, even like you see the clock counting down, then it should be like -1, -2.
Well, you see the clock is 0. I'm just surprised I didn't show them reacting to it. But they talk about like how the NFL's quiet over a missed call. Yeah, because I mean it is suspicious.
At this point, it's not in their interest to say anything about it. I mean, this is
exactly. It really isn't.
Yeah. If somebody's gonna make us think about it, it's gonna be Detroit, and that's it. Nobody else is gonna talk about that.
Ravens I think Detroit fans are anyway.
Yeah.
But thing is, some people said like But like me, I'm gonna be honest. I don't care because like Detroit, y'all fucking suck. So y'all winning that game wasn't going to do shit. It's like y'all just going to lose the next 20 game. I mean, whatever games you got left anyway. Or you probably win like 2 more or something. You ain't going nowhere. Y'all sucked forever. Y'all ruined Barry Sanders. You had one of the greatest damn running backs, and he didn't get nothing because your team sucked. You had Matthew Stafford for years. Now he's on the Rams and kicking ass. That's why it's like, whatever. You know what? Yeah, they lost. Yep. And they probably, they should have won. But yeah, we'll be all right. The rest of the league will be all right. Y'all just a whipping boy. Just a whipping boy. All right. So what we got here? I think that's it. I know NHL started, but I don't care about NHL until the playoffs, and unless the Capitals are in there. So
yeah,
that's that. And basketball is about to start the preseason, I believe, tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Because I saw a game and I was thinking like, wait a minute, the season starts already? I said, it's got to be preseason because I ain't hearing nothing about no preseason. And I think that's all I got. So you got any wrestling news? Anything big happen in the wrestling world?
No, I mean, all that big stuff has already happened now. We're just kind of settling in and figuring out where things go from here. I'm excited for the future of what AEW's got going on. WWE just had their draft, and they were actually in Baltimore on Friday night. I did not attend that. But they started their draft, so they're shuffling the roster again. And that should at least give them a couple of weeks of something fun, because I guess the biggest thing to come out of like this past week was they had their Extreme Rules pay-per-view last weekend. And it was Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns, and Finn Balor was doing his demon gimmick, which he hasn't done in a long time, where he like paints himself up and basically has this like supernatural vibe to him. And they actually did this crazy thing at the end where he gets like speared through the timekeeper area, but then like his music comes on and the lights go down and red lights come on, and like he basically like powers up almost like it's an anime or something like that, and his like music's going and he's like taking out Roman and he sets him up to do his finishing move, and then the turnbuckle just breaks like a fucking comedy skit. Like, it's awful, and it was on purpose. It wasn't that the turnbuckle just broke and something went wrong. This appears to be what they decided was going to be the finish to this match.
Wait. Was he on the turnbuckle?
Yeah, he was on the turnbuckle. So he just falls off, and then he holds his knee like Peter Griffin, like, and then he stands up and gets speared by Roman, and then Roman beats him. But it's just so deflating because, like, they had this huge moment, like, they seemingly were setting up for him. And, like, this demon character is undefeated, basically. He did lose to Mojo in NXT one time in a cage match, but on the main roster. And again, it's been a long time since he's done it, so people were excited for it. And it's getting to the point where Roman's like still doing really good stuff, but it's getting a little long in the tooth now. So people were excited about the possibility. Like, they kind of weren't going in expecting Finn Balor to win, but then you do this moment where like his music's going and the lights have changed and this whole thing, and then for it to just end basically like on a wet fart, and it's just like, this is WWE. Like, this is so bad. They're just ruining everything. And I don't know that I've talked about it, but like NXT, which used to be one of the best wrestling shows as far as wrestling goes.
Yeah.
They're now doing this like NXT 2.0 thing where they're basically kind of pushing out the older veterans, the guys who came in from the indies, the guys that are doing the really good wrestling, and they're starting to make it an actual developmental show again. So they're bringing in these guys and these women who are just completely green and brand new to the industry. And it's just bad. Like, Vince and his team of cronies have seemingly taken it over, taken it away from Triple H, who, I don't think I mentioned it, but like Triple H had a heart issue. He had to have surgery or something like that.
Oh, man.
But it sounds like he's doing okay. But It sounds like basically, and again, and maybe I did mention this because I feel like I talked about this a little bit, but it sounds like based on the rumors that Vince wasn't happy that NXT basically lost to AEW on Tuesday nights. So he's like, okay, I'm taking this thing over and I'm making it what I want it to be. And what he wants it to be is main roster light, basically, and nobody wants that. So they took one of the like best shows in wrestling and are now just turning it into another WWE thing, but now with even less talented people. Because at least on like the main roster, you do still have some of the best wrestlers in the world. They just don't necessarily get the opportunity to show it sometimes because they want to do wacky stuff like turnbuckles breaking or whatever. So WWE's in a rough spot right now, but AEW at least being an alternative there, that's good. I'm glad it's around now.
All right. So I guess we get into what we were watching. So I'll start it off.
All right.
Okay. So I finally watched the first episode of the third season of Doom Patrol. It started a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it on HBO Max, and it was pretty good. I had to remind myself. Well, they did have a recap of what happened, and then I remembered. So okay, this is what happened. But Doom Patrol, I have to get a credit. Sorry, I have to give it credit for being very creative. Like it's just like Legion, which technically is Marvel, well X-Men, but Fox. But now it's part of Disney now, so I guess it still is there. So Legion was before. I felt before was like the most creative like comic book show out there because of how cerebral it was, and just how they filmed it. It was just so great. This it kind of reminds me of that in a way too. I mean, it's just so different. Like I don't know any other show that's like this with the type of characters it have and all they're just so different from each other. And like it just smashed. Like you got the robot who's like in an old ass robot suit with just a human brain or something like that. And then you have this beautiful woman, but she's like a blob. Like she keep losing her physique and swimming. Then you have a woman who has like I don't know, it's not 50, but it's a lot of personalities that she changes to. Man, it's a lot. Like in the probably like 10 or something like that. It's something crazy. Then you have this monkey girl, and she has powers too. She has make believe friends that could do some stuff, could do things. It is freaking weird. And then you got Cyborg. He's probably the most normal of them. The most normal of all those guys. But then you got this guy who has a soul. He has some type of extraterrestrial soul in him. That's what's really keeping him alive. But it can leave him out and do some things, but it has to stay with him for some reason. And he's like full of radiation. Like, so he can't get near people. He has to wrap himself look like a mummy. That's the guy who looks like a mummy. He wears glasses because if you see his skin will put out a lot of radiation and it will kill people. So he has to wrap himself up like that. And he has his soul that's basically keeping him. Well, it's like I'm saying it's a soul, but it's really like the extraterrestrial life that's inside of him. That's what's really keeping him alive. It's so creative and different. I mean, it's really, when I looked at some of the comic books, like just reading them, it is very much like them, like the older ones. So I was like, yeah. I haven't really read the newer ones, but I was like, well, they're kind of keeping true to what the comic is. Like with this, like it seems like this was a weird show. A weird comic, and they made a really weird creative show, but really fun too at the same time. I was like, I really like this. Like out of all the real the new DC shows that they have done, the dramas, like I haven't gotten to Titans yet. I didn't like first season of Titans. I didn't watch second and third. I do want to go back just to see how they are, because it looks like Titans have a lot of characters in there. I just wonder if it's any good. Mm-hmm. Like they have a lot of real characters. I saw Red Hood one time. I say, darn, so they really going out there. So, but I think this one's the best. Like even Swamp Thing was pretty good. Just unfortunate with the money in production, not going their way. But yeah, this is like the best show of the dramas. And then you have like the Harley Quinn show, which is great, that should be coming up probably pretty soon, maybe next year. That should be happening. That was great, but that's just the cartoon. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I'm going to probably be, watching that coming weeks. And I need to get back to Rick and Morty. I keep forgetting about that show because that season, it might be over now, but.
Yeah, I think it did end like a week or so ago.
I got to catch up on that. I just watched like 2 episodes of it, and which they were great. So I guess we finally get to What If. So before we get to spoilers, let's just say how we feel about it. I'm going to say this is my favorite episode of the season so far.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel about it?
Yeah, it was very good. It's definitely going some places, and I don't know if that means it's going to have larger implications in the overall MCU, but it definitely seems to have implications in the world of What If. The kind of introduction of the character at the end of the last episode with the like basically ultimate Ultron version where he got the body of Vision. That seems, real bad for that universe.
Yeah. I just want to know, is that like the future of this episode? Or was that another Ultron? From the last episode. Well, we get into spoilers.
Oh, like, does it actually continue on from that last episode? Yeah, I wonder if they are tied together. Like, I feel like they are just because linearly, they show that. But yeah, I wonder because it's like, oh, that means it's all Thor's fault, Dominic.
But then Tom is weird because when the Watcher said, "Oh no," but then he goes to this universe and then he sees Ultron first get in the rings.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that work with that last episode then?
Time is a flat circle, Dominic. I don't know, because there's also the aspect of like there are technically different Watchers, but also like aren't Watchers kind of like Green Lanterns where it's like this is your sector that you're watching over, but I guess I don't know how that works for
I don't know how that works. It's supposed to be one Watcher. Because I was thinking in the episode, why didn't he call for help?
Yeah.
So like, like there should be like an alarm, security breach.
Exactly. Some real bad stuff is about to go down. We need to band together here, guys. Yeah.
Like he breached it. He went through what the Watchers were, so now you have to interfere. So I'm like, where's the other guy? So that it's very confusing. But other than that, I mean, it was a great episode. I mean, I like to just because I like how it's really connecting this stuff in this type of way. Like, you got one where you got a villain who now he wants to go to other universes. So now the Watcher can't just be watching, can't just be chilling, just watching people die, eating popcorn. Like, that's it. Let's watch what's going on.
I wish I could intervene. I just can't. Yeah. But
the ending of the episode 2 was great with the Doctor Strange, like, and him still having an ego, like him saying, "I need you to say it." He said, "I need you."
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, it should be an interesting episode next one. I'm really looking forward to it. And it's like, hey, they really, because like I was saying, like, man, they were making this really memorable. The stuff is fun, but it's not really. It's like, hey, if it's just a one-off, there's something that will be in the back of my mind, until the next season starts. But now with this, kind of changes things with that. At least with this part of it, I should say. Let's see where it goes with it, with this new Ultron. Vision Ultron, whatever, Ultron Vision. but I didn't like though. But I understand this show's only about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That how quickly he killed Thanos. Like it was funny, but then I was like, it don't make sense because Thanos has to like So I guess he
He's
didn't
got,
use his
what,
time
4 of the
stone,
5?
right?
Yeah.
He didn't use none of those things. Like he didn't see like this was going to possibly happen. I was like,
yeah, Thanos with 4 of the 5 Infinity Gems, and he just walks in and gets laser zapped.
yeah. Like I guess they're just trying to say, oh, he did it so fast that Thanos couldn't react. I say, I don't know about that. I was like, nah, it should have been something. It should have been something to this. But I know some people question like, man, how is that Ultron can just keep using the Infinity Stones like that? Because it's supposed to be so powerful. But I think because he's not human, and baby,
Right.
plus he got the vibranium, so I guess vibranium is still like the strongest element out there. So he can just take it all in. I can
guess
go
I
with
didn't
that.
really think about that aspect of it. Yeah, like he's basically out here snapping every 5 seconds.
Yeah, but I can take that. I can go with that shit. Like, yeah, he's not. Fuck it, he's not real human. So whatever. But yeah, I wish there was something more to that Thanos. But like I said, it's only 30 minutes. I think it was longer. There would have been a little bit more to that.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if we get like T'Challa's buddy Thanos coming in and doing something, because it feels like that's maybe where they're going with this, is kind of all the characters that we've seen over this season, maybe bringing them together to form some kind of Avengers group, like super group.
Yeah, but I don't know about him, and because he's just regular Thanos now. He doesn't have. Thanos is strong, but I mean he's still a strong character. Yeah, but he's whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, Thanos, where is he? Is he from the Moon Titan?
I don't know, because he's whatever the Inhumans are, or not Inhumans. Yeah, Inhumans, the ones the movie's coming out. But he's got like the deviant gene, but he's not a deviant.
Not Inhumans, they're immortals.
Immortals. Okay.
I said the same thing too, man. My friend had corrected me, and I told him nerd.
I keep
said
mixing
nerd.
them up. Yeah, but like apparently he's one of them, but he's got a deviant gene, so he was like created by the Celestials or something. It's super weird. That's when you get into like the really deep canon of comic books that not necessarily a lot of people know.
But yeah, I liked how this goes, and now but I'm curious. So the reason why they don't know about Clint and I say Wanda. I'm sorry, Natasha is that because they don't let when the robots do see him, they kill him too fast before they can transmit to Ultron. But are there any other humans alive?
There have to be some. It just, I don't know how many Avengers necessarily there are. Like we see them kill Iron Man and Steve and whatnot. Obviously it's very desolate anywhere that they go in that episode. But there's got to be more than just those 2 left, right?
Yeah. Well, one now because Clint died.
Yeah.
But that was a cool scene.
Yeah, absolutely. Visually, that was probably one of the best visuals of the season. Some of that Doctor Strange stuff was cool when he was battling like the different creatures from different multiverses or whatever. But that shot of like him turning around and shooting an arrow into this, pile of Ultron drones or whatever, that was a really cool shot.
Yeah, anything else you want to say about that episode?
No, I'm excited for this last one. This next one's coming up is the episode 9, and I think that's how many episodes there are in the season. I wonder if it's, going to be as simple as this superhero team of misfits teaming up and defeating Ultron, or if, Ultron succeeds and something happens, maybe that's how we get back to Ultron being like a serious threat, because in the MCU, it was very much like, oh, you just did one movie with him and now he's dead. And they kind of left it open-ended. Like, I think there was like one drone left or something, people speculated. But it was always like this huge story from the comics, and they condensed it into this one movie. And, so many other villains of his scale have returned. You see like Loki and whatnot, where even being defeated in the first movie, you still see him return numerous times. So
yeah,
I'm intrigued to see what they're willing to do with Ultron, if that's something they want to revisit or if they've got other plans. I also liked when he was fighting the Watcher, and of course the Watcher gets his like little Pharaoh power suit on. That was pretty cool. But when he like eats the planet, he looks very Galactus like. Like
yeah, he does.
His, like, horn spikes coming out of his head. So I was like, oh shit, did they just do a Galactus thing? I was like, oh no, I guess it was just him. But they were definitely going for that like Easter egg style thing, right?
Yeah, that was cool. All right, so I guess we'll move on to what we've been playing. So, do you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah, I'll go first. Just real quick, I played more Spelunky 2. Still not really getting very far in that. Still just kind of struggling my way to the end of the first set of levels every time I play it. And I got back into playing Luigi's Mansion 3 a little bit. When I stopped very early on. Like I hadn't even gotten Luigi yet. And anything like that. So I was dealing with very basic stuff. Coming back to it, I'm glad I did because it is getting a little more advanced now. But I am still kind of butting my head up against the whole control scheme of it. Just the way you're controlling your character with the right stick and like his movement while being in an isolated camera view. I get very lost in like what direction I need to turn, and I'm not entirely sure how you could fix that. I mean, like obviously in a third person game, it's a lot easier if it's like behind the back, and I don't necessarily think they need to go that route with this game. Although it's a way you could go with it, but I think for like the aesthetic and the way they're trying to portray this game, almost like a shoebox kind of vignette type thing. It works, but I'm just trying to think of the way that you could change it. And part of me thinks it's like if you just didn't have the left stick turn Luigi at all, like it's your movement stick, like he can go left and right, but if he's facing backwards, he'd always be facing backwards and do like a sidestep. And then that way your right stick always controls your turning. So it'd kind of be, like a third person shooter. But I think like using both sticks, allowing you to kind of turn your flashlight until you get locked into either vacuuming or using one of your other powers. It's just too complicated or convoluted. I don't know, for my brain. And I'm always finding myself just kind of constantly spinning around in a direction that I didn't want to. And that's definitely kind of hindering my experience with that game. And the same with kind of the physicsy stuff to it. Like, I feel like, and maybe part of it is the camera angle and just like I'm not pointing in the right direction. But I'm constantly feeling like I'm pointing at money and trying to suck it up. And then it's not sucking up either because I'm like slightly to the left or the right of it or not pointed directly at it, or if I'm too high on a plane or too low on a plane. I don't know what it is, but it very much feels like that stuff should be, I don't know, maybe looser. Like they should just, any money that's near you should just get sucked into your vacuum regardless of where you're pointing. I've always been a fan of like the Ratchet and Clank style. If you're close enough to the money, it just gets sucked into you kind of thing. Instead of having like to specifically run over or vacuum up or whatever. But as I'm getting deeper into it, I'm definitely getting it more into the puzzly aspect and the more serious combat encounters. Getting more involved in fighting ghosts and stuff like that. And that part I am enjoying despite the controls. But I really wish there was a different option for the controls and they could, do something there to make it a little easier on my mind. I don't know. I mean, these games are popular, so clearly people have gotten over that. And maybe if I stick with it and play it a little more constantly, I won't keep running up against that. Like initially it was me just starting out in the game, and now it's me coming back to the game after like a month or two, however long it's been. It's been a while. And and just kind of run into the same problem again. But if I get back into it and I get more used to it, I'll be all right with it. But we'll see. That's kind of what I've been playing, though, because it's easier for me to kind of play the Switch here and there than lock myself into the room and play some Psychonauts 2, which I do want to get back to. But with my mother here this month, I don't know that I'm going to have much time to. So what have you been playing?
Because she's playing Psychonauts?
Yes, exactly. No, I just thought I just don't want to kind of distance myself from everybody, and you know, like last night everybody went to bed a little early, so I was like, all right, I'll get a little bit of game in, but I'm already playing Luigi, so I'm gonna get back into that. So
all right. So what have I been playing? I played the new Hot Wheels. At least I tried it out. The Hot Wheels Unleashed.
Okay.
And it's a fun game. Like, I love the maps, the tracks they have, like the background, like how you're really all like a little car, and like you might be in certain areas, like I was like a basement area or something like that, somebody's nice made up basement, and you go in some places you go like under maybe like a sofa or chair or something and things of that nature. So it's like, and it's pretty cool how they set it up that way, how these tracks, and they have lights, even lights be under the chair, so it's like you're going through a tunnel. I played about 3 maps, I believe, so far. The one I really remember is the basement one, though.
Mm-hmm.
How it feels, it feels good to me. Like, it feels very simple. Like, it's not hard to control. It's not hard to drift. It's like, it's very simplistic, this game. Like, it's just a fine, good game. I wish it was, like, more to it. Like, I wish it was, maybe actually some movement in the background. I mean, at least in the ones I played, like some type of movement or something, like something happening in the background. Or they do have like one where like a spider will it's like spit something, and if you get on it, like it'll stop you, you know, it'll make you break. But it spits like a web or something on the track. I wish there was more, like, not so much just destructibility, but just something like more active in the background, kind of like how Mario Kart is, where, you know, the whole stage is like it feels alive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I want. I mean, I don't want it to be a kart game. It doesn't have to be a kart game. Like, it doesn't have to be like, oh, you get weapons and stuff like that. Nah. That's really, it's not really a complaint. It's just because visually it looks good, but it feels dated somewhat. Like, it feels like this could be an early Xbox One game, or maybe 360 or something. Like, it feels like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I feel like it should be more to this, like, visually, down. But I mean, I don't know the studio. I mean, the studio, hey, you probably can afford it, but that's what I would wish upon a game like this, like with the Hot Wheels brand, is to be more visual. Like, the cars look fine, visually appealing. The cars look fine. I just wish everything around the cars will look a whole lot better. Like, I can just see this game, like, it's the potential in this game, like, if they ever have a bigger budget, like, how good this game could look and what more they could do with it. But right now, it feels, I mean, it's fun. It seems like it's very fun. I haven't played online or anything yet. I don't know, because I don't know if I'm going to stay with this. I got so many games. I just wanted to try this game out and make some recording of it. What else? What else did I do? I mean, I just played some races, like this story mode race, and like you go through, you get, and you also unlock, they have loot boxes, kind of like a car crate where the car comes out. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
And then you have a room where you can like dress it up, and I guess you unlock things as you play along, like your own basement where you can put up, like different decals on your walls or posters, or like make up different furniture and like your wallpapers, things like that. Things that looks like, you know, hey, we can make people put some money to and get some extra money out of them. So, but yeah, but it, like the game, I don't know how much it costs. Like if it's $60, I think that's a bit much. I don't think it is though.
Yeah,
I'll be surprised. So. But I think 30 or less is a decent price for it. Like that's what I would pay for.
It's $50 on Steam.
Oh Jesus.
$50 on PS5 too. Yeah.
I don't know about that. Unless you're getting a lot of extra stuff with that $50.
Yeah. It definitely feels like it should be a B tier game, right? Like it should be like a $30 game, I guess, which would now maybe be a $40 game.
It could, like I said, if there was more to this game, like I said, it could be that price. It could be a $60 game. But it's not. It's a lot of things that's not there that's in racing games. So I feel like, I mean, I guess with probably the amount of cars they probably have in the game. Yeah, but I don't know. I think, I will get it on sale. It's a good on sales price game. Is it on the Switch yet?
I believe it is. Let me see. As far as like the story mode stuff, are they telling like an actual story, or is it just kind of a way to lump together?
I mean,
races?
There's a map, and you go to different courses,
Okay.
and like each course has like, sometimes like when you finish the course, you can unlock the time trial. Like you go to another part of the map, it's the same course, but you're doing something different. It's like a time trial or something like that. There's probably some other specific things. It's no like story, like, oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not even really a deep story. Like, hey, your rival is this toy.
That could be kind of fun, especially if you're doing like the whole car toy motif. Like maybe you're a kid and you're taking your cars over your friend's house, and that's how you get different stages too, or something like that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's on the Switch now. It's also $50 there.
Yeah, I think it's like a 30 or less game. But yeah, it was all right. All right, so what else have I played? I've played the demo of Into the Pit. It was Humble Bundle had a special like where they had the Into the Pit demo.
Okay.
And what I heard about this game. I think it was at one of the Microsoft conferences. It is a roguelike game. First person, like almost like a first person shooter, like it's almost like Doom like, but you're using your hands to shoot like spells and shit like that. Like you might have fire, ice, or electric. It's like it's different ones you unlock as the game go on. Or like if you die, you can pick it's like random. Like you pick a stage and you might pick, hey, I can upgrade my fire hand to do this, or get a new fire hand. Something like, a lot of these roguelikes do. It plays like similar to Doom. Even they have like a filter that looks kind of pixely, almost like old Doom. Yeah. But you can turn it off. Because I was just looking at this graphics, and I said, oh, you can turn this off? Because I thought that was just the graphics. I turned it off. It looks a little clearer, but it's not like the best looking game. I could
see it being like pretty sharp and clean looking if you turn that kind of thing off.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it did. I was like, oh, it looks like cleaner in this. But I guess it just doesn't have like, but as I feel like, this is the old game.
Yeah.
But playing it, man, it was fun. At first I was like, I don't know about this game, but the controls in the demo, because it's still just a demo, I couldn't change them, like my button control. I use a controller, so I couldn't change them, because even though when you go in the menu to pick like, I'm going to bond these, it will say I bond them, but then I go back, it's still the same. I was like, oh, weird. Okay, whatever. So, but I got used to the controls, and it was fun, almost similar to how like Hades. Like I said, Hades, you go through each run, you can pick a weapon you want, and then you can upgrade a weapon as you go along to each part of the dungeon. And that's similar to this. Each part of the level, you're in this section where you got these rooms, and you choose the room you want to go in, and then you got to unlock all the rooms. So each room has 2 doors. So you pick which one you want to go to, and each one has a symbol. The symbol means something. I don't know what it means particularly, but it does mean something. I know when you do finish the stage, though, you get this icon where you can choose what upgrade you want to use to as you go forward. And then you pick the other stage you want to do. And the monsters you fight, so far, you fight monsters that like you got some flying monsters, and then you got these regular ones that reminds me of the
imps.
Yeah, kind of like imps or something like that. Then you got these this big statue looking monster, floating monster that shoots out stuff at you. And I mean, it feels good, like the jump in and stuff like that. It feels like an old first person shooter game. And I don't know, I didn't hate it. I had fun with it. I don't know if I'll buy this game. I doubt if I buy this game or not. But I mean, what I played of, I mean, I think it's going to be on Game Pass, so I'll just probably play it up there. So it was a little addictive. Like, did I get to the third one? I think I got to the third realm on my run until I died. And then when you go back, you go to a village, because I think your goal is to try to save the villagers. And I saved one villager, and I think they go back to their home, maybe, when you go back to the hub world or whatever. I was talking, it's no voice acting. I mean, when I was talking to the villagers, they some things are locked. Like I guess I have to do something as I'm going my run. Then I come back. I guess some things will unlock for me. I can probably talk to them, do something. I don't know. I don't know if it's exactly like Hades having like a story, like a real story or anything. But it was interesting. It was actually interesting. I don't know how long the demo was going. They didn't have a time limit on it. I know it was limited time, though, as far as picking up the demo. And it's probably limited time playing it, too. They'll probably shut it down, too, which I don't know why games do that these days. They don't, you can't have demos just forever anymore. It's just like, what the fuck?
It's because as kids, Dominic, we used to play them all the freaking time and never buy the game.
Man, whatever. I mean, now the way things are, the kids, if the game's good enough, they will buy it. They will buy it. They won't be satisfied just with the demo unless the game sucks.
No, we don't have the attention span to play the same demo 50 million times like we used to.
Exactly. All right. What else have I played? I also played some Marvel's Avengers, because that just snuck up on us.
Yeah.
To be on Game Pass. So Marvel's Avengers is officially on Game Pass right now. So Square Enix has two, what they call it? Damn it, not looter shooters, but two Destiny-like
live service games.
Yeah, I guess live service. Yeah. Two live service games. Both following like the Destiny type of model on their service, and both are not seem to be doing well. Well. But hey, I guess they're hoping. Well, they're definitely hoping for Marvel. Maybe something with Game Pass will pick up some extra money for them. But yeah, so I try that out because it's on PC. It's on everything. It's not just on the consoles. So it's on PC and everything transfers. So it's not like, nice. This is the PC version I'm playing. No, it's transfers. So it's like, yes, and I can use my cheats to finally get things that would take forever to get. I was like, yes.
So you're playing the PC version. You're not streaming it or anything yet.
What do you mean?
Like the one
you mean streaming? Oh yeah, I did play some of the streaming. I played some of the streaming first, actually, because the PC one is taking forever to freaking download. And then when I realized that the cheats weren't working because it's a newer version, I was upset. But later on, somebody put the newer version out. And so I was able to get cheats for that.
Gotcha. How is it streaming versus your PC?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Okay.
Streaming version is better than my PC version. But my PC version looks crisper.
Okay.
But it's not a constant 60 frames per second. It's like in between 30 and 60, most likely. While the streaming based off the Series X is like, they have two modes. They have like where you can be about 30 frames per second, but it's like a more detailed, even though I can't see the difference. I can't see the difference between that and the 60 frames per second. 60 frames per second one, the performance one. I just keep it on the performance one. Because I was like, I don't see the difference in detail. And it's like, whatever. Let's just keep it on this one. And it runs good. Look, the load times are just gone. Like, I don't even see the load times where they show all the superheroes close up doing moves and things like that. I don't even see them at all. So it just goes right to us. Like, man, that's good. Because those load times were long on consoles that it made me not want to play after I did one mission. And now I'm like, yeah, this is better. My PC, it's still long load times. Like, it doesn't run that well. It runs better than what it did before when I was trying to demo out. They first put out the beta, and it was just running real laggy, and I heard people had problems when the first version came out, but I guess it's gotten better because I was like, okay, I can play this some. Like, I can actually play this game. Just the load times are a little too long for me, though. Mm. But the thing is, I say is like, hey, I'll just get a whole bunch of credits when I get in the game, then I quit, then I go play the streaming version of it,
right?
And there you go. I have all these extra credits and shit. But yeah, I haven't played online with people. I don't really care to. I played some missions with Kate Bishop. I did some of her missions, and they're very tedious, and this game's still not good. If you like it didn't get better. I mean, maybe the Black Panther stuff is better though, because I'm trying to play through all the story stuff though. So I'm not going to Kate Bishop, then I go to Black Panther. But yeah, it's just the same, beating up robots and everything. It's just like you're doing the same shit that you did before. Like it's just like something like the story is just different, but you're still doing the same type of things. Like you might be going somewhere where you have to, stop the generator. So you have to blow up different parts of the generator to stop the generator so you can get into the base. And then you gotta find the keys. What you have to do to open this door, like hit the points around or something like that. Or like hack something. So it's like, oh, it's a timer, so you gotta fight these bad guys. It's fun, but after you do it all the time, it's not fun. It's the same damn thing. And it's a damn shame that this game turned out to be that way. Hopefully they got it right with the Guardians of the Galaxy, which is coming out soon.
Yeah.
Which this game should have been. This game should have been just a streamlined, the story. It didn't need to be a games for service story game. But might make this multiplayer, that's fine. But this story is a story to it, and more creative. Not you just find a bunch of robots. Come on. You can do that for okay, in this part you do fight a whole bunch of robots, but add something to it. Add some different types of robots. Then add more variations of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, they really went. It felt like they went cheap with this. Very cheap. All right. So last but not least, I played some more of the Halo beta tests because they have another weekend of them doing it. And this time they have big team battle. So I played a couple matches of that. Got my ass kicked. Both times. Our team did not do well. I guess they were just as good as me, not knowing what to do and everything. Yeah. He just sucking at Halo. Unfortunately, I only got to one vehicle doing it. Was a ghost, and I was trying to chase the guy who captured the flag, and I was not successful. I could not get him. But it was still fun. It was still fun. Halo. The map was pretty cool to use. I just don't understand it because they do drops. Now I don't know how you get drops. I don't know if it's just random or what. Because there'll be your AI will say oh, there's a enemy drop coming in, and it's but it's an enemy, but you still pick it up. But I guess it's theirs. I just don't know. Is it because of kills? Are they getting kills and it's almost like a prestige kind of thing, and they getting drops? I'm not sure. Also, I have to say, I forgot to say from last time I played the beta test last week, is that they finally made it so that you can be in your custom suits doing matches. It's not just red versus blue. They outline you blue and they outline you red. So you still have your, custom looking veneer armor on, So I was like, this is what they should have always did. Yeah, because it makes it, because it's because I was always thinking of Halo. It's unless you're playing, what's it called? Where it's just everybody is just one team.
Free for all.
Free for all. Unless you're playing free for all, it doesn't matter if your suit's all creative looking or whatever. It's you can still look different, but you're the same color,
Yeah.
So now it's they just outline the red and blue, and everybody can still see how good your suit looks or how bad it is or whatever. But yeah, I say, okay, that's cool. That's creative. I'm glad they fixed that problem. But other than that, nothing really changed. I was upset though that maybe in the final game they will do this, or somebody would complain. Maybe I need to go and email them because they do ask you like, "Hey, give us feedback." So because I want big team battle computer, that's what I want. They didn't have that option in this beta, but that could be in the final game though. Because they don't put everything in this beta, so. I want, at least in practice mode. At least in practice mode, have like a big team practice mode because I would love to see, just to try out all the vehicles and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I did play a map of Slayer in practice mode where you're playing against the computer, and they had a vehicle. They had a Warthog, but unfortunately, the computer doesn't jump in with you. So I was like, oh, darn it! Or they didn't jump in when I got in the back of it. So I was like, they got to make the AI so they can come to me and fucking drive me around or something like that. But other than that, man, I'm really looking forward to the game. So I can't wait to try it out. It's unfortunate that it won't be with co-op, which is weird.
Yeah.
Very, very weird. But yeah, looking forward to it. All right. So I guess we'll take a quick break. When we get back, we get to the flashback segment.
All right.
And we're back. And now we're flashbacking to 10 years ago, 2011, October 2011. It's the beginning of the month. So, every time we get a new month, we start with the magazine covers for that month. So there really was no really big game of note to really announce for this week. So the next time we do the podcast, I'll have games. I'm going to have probably a ton because we're not going to have a podcast next week because both of us have things to do. We going places. Daniel's going on vacation while I'm going to help start a revolution. So it's like I'm going to Mitch McConnell's place. I'm going to Mitch McConnell's house.
Oh, you're gonna knock on his door?
Yeah,
metaphorically.
But anyway, yeah, so let's get down to it. So we're going to start with the first cover for 2011 October is Next Gen Mag. And we got, okay, this is wrong. This is not, that is for 2001. So we're not going to do that cover. Thank you, Daniel, for correcting me before I said anything.
I got distracted by certain elements of the cover.
Oh. All right. So now we're going to start with Nintendo Power on October 2011, showing Super Mario 3D Land. One of the best Mario games on the 3D, on the 3DS. And you said, you really liked it. I don't think I ever finished it. I liked it. I think I was mad because I didn't have enough stars to move forward, and I did not know you were supposed to collect the stars. I thought that was just something like, hey, you get some bonus, you get some bonus stages. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna get the bonus stages. But nope, I didn't know that's how you had to progress, because I was like, oh my god, and I gotta go back, and I just stopped. But I did like the game. The game was really fun, and it was very creative how they used the 3D on the 3DS. How they made the the stages look like they were actually 3D. So it was cool. It was really fun. It made things like in perspective that you didn't see just flat. So how you feel about this game?
Yeah, like you said, I really liked it a lot. I thought it used the 3D stuff in a way that a lot of the stuff on the 3DS didn't really take advantage of it. Now, one of the disadvantages is if you weren't necessarily playing in 3D, it was a lot easier to miss that stuff. And they did try and do subtle things with shadows and whatnot, but for the most part, it relied on 3D for good and for bad in a certain way that worked when it was there and didn't really work when you were like, I don't really want to deal with this 3D stuff with my eyes right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it did. I mean, hey, they were saying, hey, look, this is what we got the hardware for, man. 3D is the future. They were trying to say it's the future, even though it turned out to be not the future. You know what? Movies. I don't hear, well, before the pandemic.
Yeah.
But even now, like, is Venom in 3D? I don't see, like, watching it 3D.
I don't think so, but I am still seeing, like, 3D Blu-rays for recent movies come out. So I feel like somewhere stuff's still got to be coming out in 3D.
Yeah. I just not seeing it advertised like I used to, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, say, well, they probably say quickly, like, 3D IMAX. They do,
yeah.
This that you always see, but and also in reviews, I don't see no reviews say, "Hey, you have to see this in 3D." Gotta see. I think either people just got used to it, and some people just go see 3D. But I've got to the point that these movies ain't really taking advantage of it. I guess we gotta wait till the next Avatar. You know.
Yep,
when
pretty much.
They're gonna actually have the 4D. I guess we're gonna have.
He's gonna force you to buy a VR. Hey, you're gonna have to buy a Quest to watch.
Oh yeah,
that.
Exactly. And wear this type of mask or something, or they're gonna have something in the theater where you can hear the smell. They have smells and stuff like that.
I do wonder though, with those movies coming out, if we're gonna see like a quick resurgence of post, 3D added movies again, the same way we did with that first movie.
Yeah.
If it's as incredible as, that first movie, or more so if James Cameron can do something there.
Yeah, I wonder too. All right. So what we got here? We got, and I'm clicked the same thing again, Daniel. The same one. Okay. we got, no, wait a minute. Yes. Xbox magazine. I was confused because I see a very old Halo up here.
Yeah.
But then I realized, this is the anniversary issue for Halo. Yep. Yes. Hooray for Halo. 10 years of the best shooter, which is now 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's
why they delayed that game, Dominic.
Yep, I told you. That's why they delayed it. It wasn't because they weren't finished, even though they don't have co-op. So that kind of messes up on my theory. So, yes, it's the Halo special issue, 33-page blowout. They got Halo CE anniversary. They played it. Oh, and who is Master Chief? Go behind the mask. Yeah, who is
I still don't know.
Who is he? And
Sam Jackson.
I believe it's John. I don't think he has a last name.
John Connors.
John Smith.
John Doe.
But ain't that something that his name is John? I mean, come on. The most common of names. I mean, beat the Halo 4 team. Look, talking about Halo 4, Daniel.
Yeah, man.
And then how all those Halo fans were very disappointed. He hated them. It's like 343, they are the worst. All right. So what else we got here? We got Game Informer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this beautiful cover. Look at this.
Yeah.
The Zelda Skyward Sword cover. You got it's like beautiful art, and then it has that very feminine Ganondorf guy. I don't know what the hell. I forgot his name. What's his name?
I just said the one with the tongue.
Oh no, it's just, and you got that girl. Her name is not Zelda, right? I think her name was. That's the girl from the village, right?
Yeah.
I think she didn't have, her name wasn't Zelda. I don't think it was. But whatever.
See.
I know that's Fee. That thing, that little crystal looking thing.
Yeah, the talking sword spirit. Yeah, they got her listed as Zelda here on the wiki, but it might just be that, you find out at some point she's Zelda.
She's Zelda. Yeah, because I don't remember her saying her name was Zelda when you first meet her. But I was kind of looking forward to this game. But then I was like, it's on the Wii and I'm trying to move on. My friend got it. Never even opened. Well, I think he played it once. He finally opened it like years later. Mm-hmm. And then, actually, I think he started it and just put it down. That's what it was. Because he didn't know how to fly. He said, all the time flying with the bird.
Sounds like my story, though.
Yeah. And then when I finally, me and you played it, tried it out. It's like, you know what, man, I didn't even try this game out. Oh man, so disappointing. Like, oh my God, that's it. And this game got 10s. I was like, what? Why does game get 10s?
Like, there are elements there that are absolutely cool, but for the most part, yeah, a lot of that, and especially the motion stuff, just kind of gets in the way. I definitely hated that bird flying stuff.
They must have had some really great controllers or something. Those reviewers were using, because I'm thinking, like, yeah, the elements were good, but thinking like, come on, 10. You can at least say a 9. At least give it a 9, man. You gotta give it something off. I mean, that flying bird shit, man, should have brought that score down. And thing is, Game Informer, when it didn't give a game a 10 until Tony Hawk 2. That was the first time it ever gave a game a 10. All the years, his first magazine was a 91, fall 91, up to when Tony Hawk 2 came out. That was the first time they gave it a 10. Mm-hmm. Now you see 10s a lot, and I'm like, man, y'all just lowered your standards, I guess, after that.
Yeah.
All right. So what else we got here? We got Game Pro. This has got to be one of the last Game Pros. This got maybe the last Game Pro. Because it is coming up. Because I remember seeing it, like, the last one was either November or December. Like, where it stopped. So I think it's maybe one more after this. Let me see. Actually, you can scroll over here. Yes, there is one more after this. Yep. Then Game Pro is done. All right. Game Pro has up here bucket list 2011, 10 games to play before this year.
Before this magazine kicks the bucket. Yeah.
And look at that. You got the Assassin's Creed guy. I guess that is that's not Altair. That has got to be Ezio.
Yeah.
And then you have Call of Duty Man. And then you have Link. I'm assuming that's Call of Duty Man. Or maybe he's a Battlefield Man. I don't know.
Generic war guy.
Yeah. Also, the real science of Metal Gear. Do see-through pants really work? Okay, this is one of the reasons why this magazine is gone. I
don't know. I need to find out more about these see-through pants. They're called yoga pants, Dominic.
Inside the history of video game torture porn. Oh, the depravity.
Definitely depraved.
Avatar 2. Never happened. Games. Yeah. They are like still years back. They're more than 10 years ahead of time. Games 2, I think it's supposed to be make, but make your brain more good. Oh, that's why. Okay. They're being funny in some kind of weird way. Carmageddon hit and fun.
Yeah. Armageddon.
All right. So what else we got? I think that's it. That's it for 2011. So now we're going back 20 years to 2001. And I'm going to get the magazine that I had up here at the top, which I was supposed to had moved down here.
All right.
We got Next Gen Mag. Your game, Daniel. Dead or Alive 3.
Yeah.
The beautiful woman, who I don't know the name of, is on the front. It's a white name.
Tina.
Gotta be, think of a white woman's name.
Helena or
Karen.
Tina?
It's Karen.
It's Karen.
Sorry.
All I know is Christy because that's the one I.
Is she's the wrestler? Is she's like the daughter to the wrestler?
If that is her, then it's Tina. But I can't tell if it's her or the rich blonde white lady.
The rich blonde. That's right. That's right.
As it turns out, Dominic, these characters are a little generic looking sometimes.
All right. So Dead or Alive 3, is this the game that will make you buy an Xbox?
Yes.
I was thinking about it.
The only reason I bought one, Dominic.
I was like, oh no, the jiggle, baby. The jiggle. But thing is, I had it on, well, I didn't actually have it. I played it on PlayStation 2. I felt like I got the jiggle out of me. I got all the jiggleness from Dead or Alive 2. Hardcore. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, hardcore. And I did not understand the player words on that 2 years later.
There's a play on words there?
I
kid.
I was just thinking like, oh, it's like really like the like I was thinking like hardcore, like, you know, hardcore fighting.
Yeah,
I didn't think about
the fighting is
other...
intense, Dominic. It can't be anything else.
What we got? We got Medal of Honor Allied Assault. Yes, this is the game I played and couldn't play because my PC was old. Maximo. Yes, I read reviews of this game, but I think the review, what turned me off was that they say it's a little challenging. I said, okay, well, that's not a game for me.
Yeah. It was always one that I was envious of. Like, I wish that was coming to the GameCube, but.
I'm not really big on the hard boxes, Daniel.
Yeah.
Big on hard boxes. I know you're probably into those. All right.
More into the heart briefs myself.
Unbelievable actual screenshots of Dead or Alive 3. Yes. We got to look at those fighters. Mm-hmm. Study them.
Such smooth skin.
All right. What else we got here? We got the unofficial PlayStation magazine. And they have up here SSX Tricky.
Yeah.
And they got the drawing of one of the characters up there. Who is that?
Elise?
That's what I'm saying. Looking at the name on the board.
Yeah.
But
I couldn't remember. It's been so long since EA released an SSX game.
I know.
God damn it. But
oh my God. I mean, just think how good that game could look if they stayed with the type of art they had. Not trying to go realistic. With the,
not Call of Duty SSX.
3. Yeah. Like, man, this game could, oh my God, it's so creative and fun.
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell is that game coming out? From Ubisoft.
Oh, Freedom Planet.
Freedom Planet.
No, it's not Freedom Planet.
What the hell is that?
Open
downhill fun.
Downhill, yeah.
I keep saying steep. It's not steep.
Riders Republic.
Yes. When does that come out?
That is coming out February 25th.
Damn! I thought it was this year.
It was, and then it got pushed. Wait a second. Because their official website is saying October 28th. But Google is saying February 25th, and I feel like we talked about there being a delay. I think it might just be wrong. It looks like it is at the end of this month.
Okay.
I would hope Ubisoft knows.
We'll be hearing about a delay in the next few weeks, or a few days.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, even on Epic Store, it's listed as October 28th. So get your shit together, Google.
No, Google might have the the news ahead. Like Bloomberg, which we about to talk
that's
about.
When it releases on Stadia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's probably what it is.
They're like, we're putting our release date up here.
All right. So what I got? This is the 50th issue, people. This thing's probably worth a lot of money if you still got this, Daniel.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. It's a spectacular, after all.
The 50 best PlayStation games ever.
Ever.
Yeah.
It's underlined, so you know they're serious.
Yeah. Tony Hawk 3. You look at Tony Thrashing PS2 debut. Oh, man, I love this game. I played the hell out of this game. Final Fantasy X. Yes, hands-on. 35 exclusive screens. Man, this is when you just love the screenshots. You didn't care. I say, fuck videos, because they take too long to load up. Yeah, screenshots. Give me those screenshots. Yeah, videos are all tiny and compressed. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at.
Yep.
It's like all pixelated stuff because it ain't load up right. They would give me those screenshots. Let me those nice looking screenshots. Then they always disappointed when I play the game. Say, hey, I don't look like that screenshot. Final Fantasy Online. First amazing look. Yes. I thought I was going to be into this until I saw you had to pay monthly. That's like, oh, no, my parents ain't going to do that. Square's next games. Yeah, this is what Square had a lot of games just coming out, man, yearly. Man, times have changed.
Yeah.
PS2 hard drive. Do you need it? If you want to play Final Fantasy Online, you do. All right. But I really didn't need it because I never got one. Need the old memory card.
Yeah.
Oh, memory cards. Oh, those days. Those were the days. All right. What we got here, Dan? We got Nintendo Power.
Definitely had this one.
Rogue Leader. Rogue Squadron 2. This amazing, beautiful game.
Talk about looking at screenshots and just being like, ooh.
This is a game I was jealous of. I was jealous. I was like, why is this not on the PlayStation 2? I like, this is the most popular console out there, and you couldn't put this on the PlayStation 2. I was like, damn, they get this nice Star Wars games. I'm not buying that freaking purple box for that shit. And I was like, man, damn, all they got is Luigi Mansion and shit. That's like, God, come on. Yeah, man, I was jealous of this game. I was glad we finally got Starfighter, even though I never bought it though. I never bought it. I was glad that we had it though. So well, we got it, and it has some reflections up there, stuff. Even though I think this did too. But you know what? Because Starfighter had those ships, those futuristic ships, even though this takes place after. Because they got these, because I guess the Rebel Alliance is all dingy. It's like, oh, we got to get these hand-me-down spaceships. Yeah. So that's why they look all dingy. They can't afford to buy
new ships like Naboo Starfighters.
But the Empire ships didn't look that much better. I was like, why don't look as good as those ships I seen in episode 1? It's like, what the hell's going on?
They just don't keep them clean, Dominic, that's all.
Yeah. Or they went like, you know how they do these days, like go cheaper. It's like, look, man, that was nice. It was good looking, but it costs too much to make. We got this cheaper material here we can use. We can make a lot of them. It's cost effective. All right. So what do they say? They got explosive space world news. Yep, that's where you see your Zelda. Insider strategies, Advance Wars, Lady Shia. What was that?
I don't know.
Spider-Man, Mysterio's Menace, Disney's Atlantis, The Lost Empire. Man, who the hell are looking at these strategies and they got those Disney Atlantis? It's like, goddamn, thank God
I needed it, Dominic, at the time. I was stuck. Had to find the
Review
treasure.
Prom Time, Luigi's Mansion, Wave Race Blue Storm. Blue Storm, did it? How was that game?
It was awesome.
It was awesome?
I rented it a lot. Maybe not a lot, but I rented it a couple of times. I never ended up buying it. It was awesome. It had the best water tech, Dominic.
Because I don't know. When I looked at it, it didn't impress me.
How dare you? Incredible.
I mean, I got an 80 on Metacritic.
Exactly.
GameSpot gave it an 85. What did Game Informer? Game Informer must have gave it something because I was like, who cares? Let me see. GamePro gave it an 80. Nintendo Power. Look, even Nintendo Power gave it a 70, Daniel.
Nintendo Power is bought off by big Nintendo, Dominic. This is little Nintendo. What did you want?
All right, so what else we got here? Is that it? Is that it for 2001? Yes, that is it for 2001. But I got some covers here for 1991, 30. We're going back 30 years now. 30 years.
Really trying to make me feel old, Dominic.
Electronic Gaming Monthly. We got Super Mario 4 winning tips on the front. I don't know why they call it Super Mario 4.
Who the hell put this on the cover and said this is okay for it to look this way?
And then look at Peach and Luigi and Mario. What the hell?
It just looks like trash, but that is right next to a picture that just looks like some stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Like clear as day. Like,
what else he had here? So, okay, I need to make this bigger because I can't read from this distance.
This is cool, though, that this is the archive.org one, so it has like the entire magazine.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, I thought, that is pretty cool. So, you have, okay, here we are. Super Nintendo 16-bit special, Super Mario 4 winning tips. So, I guessing they played the Japanese version of it or something? Or, because why would they call Super Mario 4 if it's Super Mario World? And I don't get it. Like, I think it came out, though.
I don't know. That's a good question. They were ahead of their time, Dominic. They knew.
All right, so what we got here? Mega maps for Sonic the Hedgehog. Yep. I need to know where to get those Chaos Emeralds or whatever. Exclusive previews and international coverage of what? Oh, I guess
of everything. Dominic, just in general. We have exclusive previews and international coverage.
And look, this magazine costs $3.95. That was like $50 back in the day, people.
Exactly.
That was a lot of money.
Just for inflation.
First picks of Terminator 2 coin op. Oh shit. Yep. That Terminator arcade game. Bonus 96-page Sega Force magazine inside. Sega Force. Oh, and that must be like their Sega sister magazine. All right. So what else we got here? We got GamePro 1991. We got Star Wars on the front. Got Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Darth Vader.
The Millennium Falcon.
What they got? Oh, the damn big sticker up here. Watch GamePro TV.
Well, did you, Dominic? Did you watch GamePro TV?
No, I didn't. What channel was it on?
It was its own channel. It was GamePro TV.
Oh, okay. Science fiction spectacular Star Wars plus Star Trek. I'm going to say Empire Strikes Back, or I don't know. It's just I don't think it's Star Trek Strikes Back. Excellent Adventure Bucky O'Hare. Oh yeah, I remember that. Super Nintendo Ghouls and Ghosts and Hyperzone. Genesis Toe Jam and Earl. Love that game. Used to thought I was like, yes, this is the first black game on a console when I was a little kid, and because I was like, yeah, I didn't know about stereotypes back then.
No wonder it confused me, Dominic. I was not part of it. It's not for me. It's not made for me.
The Kappa Attack, Starlight. I don't know these two games. Game Boy Battletoads. I never played that one. I'm probably glad I didn't, because I probably would have got past the first level. And Win a Game Genie. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
This was the #1 video game magazine at the time. So Game Informer took over. So like GameStop was like, we're making this. We're destroying the magazines. All right. So I'm guessing this is the Super Nintendo Star Wars game.
That's what I was thinking, like Super Star Wars or something.
Yeah, but I don't know how early that came out. Or maybe they just were ahead, and it came out later. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so what else we got here?
It looks like is when Super Star Wars came out.
The 1992?
Yeah.
Okay, so that it could be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, this one, I guess this is all like space shit just happening now. Like, because Nintendo Power got Star Trek on the cover here.
Yep.
Beam Up the Adventure. It features Super Nintendo F-Zero, Game Boy Castlevania 2, and Nintendo Classic Metroid.
Yeah.
And this was $350.
Which is weird that they're talking about Metroid in 1991. I mean, I guess maybe they're like, hey, this is what's coming up. But even then, like, Super Metroid is still a ways away. But
original Metroid is Nintendo Classic. Maybe they're just talking about a classic game. I don't know.
Yeah. Or maybe they're doing like a build up to Metroid 2 on the Game Boy. I don't remember when that released.
So that's Nintendo Power. And now I found some. I didn't know there were Sega magazines. And I think they were in the UK. Now, I don't know about this one. Maybe this was in the US. Sega Visions, which has Toe Jam and Earl on the front of here.
Mm.
The great Toe Jam and Earl. I used to like this game. I used to like it, just how hip they were. Come on, look at that chain.
Yes.
Yeah. And that game was fun. I still did not get the freaking new one, the remake of it.
Mm-hmm.
One of these days I will get it, Daniel. It is the latest and hottest Genesis, Game Gear, and Master System game reviews. Oh man, the Master Systems had games coming out, or I don't know. Also, the Great Sega Brush Off winners. I guess maybe drawings.
I was thinking brushing your teeth. Who can brush your teeth the best?
Oh, this
you
is
get a Sega Genesis.
actually a JPEG of the whole magazine here, I guess. Yeah.
Nice.
Also, there was another Sega magazine. Now, this one, I believe, is, yes, definitely UK. If we will load the fuck up. Oh, here we go. It is Sega Power. Oh, they really just copied Nintendo, didn't they?
You can only do that in the UK, Dominic.
Yeah. Maybe that's why they come over here. It's like Sega Power. It's only €1.75, people. Britain's best-selling Sega magazine. What's on the front of here? We got win free games for the next 5 years. Oh, that's cool.
Done. Yes, please.
Also, Bat Out of Hell, Ride Like a Maniac, and EA's Road Rash. Oh, Road Rash. I don't think I ever played it, but I heard, I think a friend of mine said it. He liked it.
Mm-hmm. I think that was one of the games that was always on, Nick Arcade, too.
Yeah. Was Road Rash ever in the arcades?
I feel like it was. Let's see. Sega Genesis. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe people.
Okay.
Hang On is what I'm seeing. It's like Sega's Hang On.
Oh.
Which is a different motorbike kind of game.
So we got what? Those super free Sega Power stickers? You the best ask the next nice person behind the counter if you're keeping them safe for you. Okay. I guess that's the thing. In this fantastic issue, never buy a bad game again. Over 300 games reviewed.
Ooh.
And rated inside. Damn, 300 games. What the hell? Were they not reviewing games before or something? And they were like,
every game ever.
6 pages of vital tips, exclusive Sega, and I can't see it because it's cut out. But you know what? I think what it is that they just have a list of all their games that they reviewed and the number beside it, probably.
That's just lazy.
I think that's what it is. I don't think it's like you got all these pages of people in the actual reviews. They probably just, I think that's what Game Informer did. Or not, I don't think they did for every game. I think they did it for every game that year. They used to have on a part where this is what this game got from the previous magazine. All right. Oh, I see this commercial on here, like the Spider-Man game for Sega Genesis. Go down the PDF. Yep, that's the one I played. Yep, I did not see none of these levels because I didn't get that far. I think I saw now Dale Bugle. I think I saw that one. I think that was the early one. I do not remember seeing that bat. I don't remember seeing these freaking buildings. I don't remember seeing a playground. Darn, I ain't getting nowhere in that game. All right,
it's just in the UK version of it.
Okay. All right, so that is it for the flashback segment. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're getting to the gaming news.
All right.
And we're back. So let's get to the gaming news, Dan. So what we got?
All right, Dominic. First off, we got the most unsurprising news ever. The Keigleys are happening this year.
Oh, yeah.
Video Game Awards have been announced officially. They're happening on December 9th. What are you hoping to see out of Game Awards outside of, obviously, Game Awards? Is there a game that they might show off there that you think is more likely than others?
Of course, a surprise, something I just never thought of. Yeah. And that it's actually interesting. Like, not something that's like, oh, it's just a games of service or a little, I mean, not that I might, if it's a good indie, like an indie game that really puts itself apart from others, you know what I mean? Not just the same type of game. Like, I've seen this before. Like, it may be a good game, but it's just that it's been done before. I just want to see something really different. Also, something that's exclusive next gen that looks like next gen. Not something that they say it's on the PS5, but it's like, it could be on a PS4 too. You just decided not to, or you're going to eventually, just like you did these other games.
Oh man, I forgot that's where they first showed off Perfect Dark.
Oh,
so
wouldn't mind seeing some more of that.
Yeah, Dragon Age, of course,
or something
and, Mass Effect.
from those big studios, something else from the big studios, like some actual gameplay, maybe. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they probably don't have anything really to show off either, because maybe it's still early in development or whatever. On those games, I don't know how things went. COVID happened, so I hope. Now, I'm trying to think of a game I hope that doesn't win. The game was a game that I was really hating on this year. I don't think it was.
Not something specifically I can think of.
I don't think so. But oh no, they could give it to Hideo Kojima. His game come out this year, right?
Yes,
the remastered whatever.
Yeah, director's cut.
That could be game for the year. They probably say, "Hey, it's director's cut. It was worth it." Oh my god, that is Daniel. And I doubt that'll be the one I don't want to win.
I'm with you on that one, Dominic. Of course, he didn't win the first time, right? So that's more reason why he should win.
That's what Geoff Keighley put that tweet out, like all people saying. Well, no, he put the tweet out when it won the either GDC or DICE, one of them. I forget who won. He won one of those awards. Hideo Kojima for his game, and that's when Geoff put a tweet out saying, "Oh, people saying I only had him in the Game Awards because I'm his friend, something like that. Sound to say it's not a good game, and here it is." I was like, you petty bitch."
Yep. He's here to defend his friend, Dominic. I'd defend his friend.
Defending his lover.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, hold on. But this. What's Hideo Kojima going to do at the show?
Stand there and be Hideo Kojima.
Is that going to announce a new game?
I don't think so. I feel like it's too early for that. I mean, there's been a lot of speculation that he's going to work with Microsoft exclusively this time around, and that would be pretty big.
That's the announcement. The announcement is that which we'll call is coming to Xbox. Death Stranding is coming to Xbox Game Pass.
Game Pass. See, I don't know how that works though, because that is a Sony published game, right? So I don't.
Is it?
I don't know
Sony
if I
published?
can see that happening.
Oh shit! I didn't know it was Sony published.
Well, they definitely gave him money for that. I don't know. Was it published by Sony? Death Stranding. Let's see. Developer, designer. Of course, they don't have publisher on there.
Yeah, they really don't. Why Google? What's going on with this?
Trying to cover up the conspiracy.
Steam got it.
Yeah,
505
Sony
Games.
Interactive. And they did the PC version. So I wonder if 505 could publish it for Microsoft or for the Xbox, or if Microsoft could publish it for the Xbox. I don't know what their exclusivity agreement, but yeah, Sony did give them money to make that game. So I don't know if that ever shows up on an Xbox console necessarily.
I'm trying to think. Sony gave money to No Man's Sky too.
Yeah, that's true.
I just think it starts out that way. You stay with them for a while, then it's like,
I can make money elsewhere also. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I mean that would be pretty big, especially if it were the Game Pass.
I would love to play it so I can really say how it sucks.
And then everybody would be like, "Oh no, it just sucks on the Xbox version. The PlayStation version is so much better. It's got Spider-Man in it." So, all right, Dominic. Next up, we got a new game announcement: Blossom Tales 2: The Minotaur Prince. That's coming out on the Switch and the PC in 2022.
Tell me what this is.
First Blossom Tales. That's the one that was like very old Zelda inspired, like Super Nintendo Zelda inspired. And it was a lot of fun, so I'm excited to see what they do in expanding it in the second one.
I do not remember you playing this game.
How long ago was it now? I want to say it was 2019 I played that game. I remember having some frustrations with it, I think. It came out in 2017, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, It still might have been later than that.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
you can still play in 2019, but I'm just saying that's when it came out.
Gotcha. Because I think I played it on the Switch and it came out a little bit later on the Switch. Or I was just waiting for it to be on sale or something like that, or I came across it on sale. But yeah, it was a cute, fun little kind of Zelda-inspired thing. So I had a lot of fun with it. I remember something about it being kind of frustrating, or maybe it was repetitive in a way. But that's something they could definitely iron out in a second one. So glad to see they're doing work there. In some other game development news, Dominic, we got the developers behind Sonic Mania. A collection of them went on to form Evening Star. And they are apparently working on an original 3D platformer, Dominic.
Oh, that's nice.
So,
kind of sucks that I'm probably never going to get Sonic Mania again, though.
I was going to say that's what makes me sad, because that really was a very good Sonic game. So I wonder if some of them could work on another one as well. Because, Sega hasn't really hit Sonic out of the park outside of Sega Mania. And that was basically them going, oh, you're people that love Sonic? Here, can you make one for us?
Yeah.
And that actually worked out.
Even though Sonic forces them suck, it must make some money for them, because they still make those crappy games.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm sure somebody's buying them. But Sonic fans and furries, Dominic, that's who's buying. That's who's buying Sonic games at this point. In some other news, this one kind of came out of nowhere and it kind of sucks. But we'll see how it goes. Netflix acquired Night School Studios, who is the developer behind Oxenfree. So we had talked previously about how kind of Netflix is getting more serious about possibly getting into the game space and doing a streaming thing. And now we're starting to see that come to fruition a little bit, where they're putting some money behind getting some actual developers. And it just scares me, a situation like this, because we see how things go or have gone at this point. Basically the whole life cycle of Stadia has happened at this point. I don't think people are really talking about Stadia as if it's a serious thing anymore. But with Google, and Netflix very much feels like a Google as opposed to a Sony or Microsoft, who's in it for the long haul necessarily, So we'll see how that goes. Apparently, Oxenfree 2 Lost Signal is still in development and being worked on for all the platforms that it had been previously announced for, which is good. I'm glad they aren't out there trying to stop that and go, no, it's going to be exclusive to Netflix now. But at the same time, it's even ones like Valve, when Valve bought out, what's the one that the Idle Thumbs guys were working for, and that game that they were working on that looked so cool after Firewatch just kind of completely disappeared, where you were an archaeologist or something. It's sad that, some of these companies get swallowed up, especially the indie ones. They get swallowed up, and then all of a sudden they're not working on their kind of passion projects anymore. They're working on Half-Life Alyx or something. And now Half-Life Alyx seemed like it was a cool thing that eventually released. But at the same time, it's God, what if we could have both? There are plenty of people to work on Half-Life Alyx. So we'll see how Netflix treats this whole games entertainment sector, and see if they take it a little more seriously than Google did, or whether they're just going to try and throw money at it and see if it works out for them.
Yeah.
But speaking of Sony acquisitions, Dominic, they picked up Bluepoint, which isn't much of a surprise. These are the guys that did the Dark Souls remake for the PS5 and have also done some poor work for some other games, as well as the Eco and Shadow of Colossus collections. They're around the time that Sony picked up Housemarque. There was a lot of talk that, they were also going to pick up Bluepoint. So this doesn't come as much of a surprise, but we'll see how it goes for them. It seems like the Demon Souls remaster was kind of a hit. So, definitely put in the money and get them to make some more games like that, especially stuff that it's like, oh, here's this thing that we made before and we're just revisiting. We don't necessarily need you to do a lot of the creative work. It's already there. Just do the technical stuff. Yeah. Not to take anything away from those guys, but it's a little bit easier when you have basically the blueprint for what you want that game to be. So, all right, Dominic, one more piece of news. I think we've talked in the past about some rumors of the Grand Theft Auto kind of trilogy coming to the next gen consoles.
Yeah,
but now
where would that rumor come from?
Where did that originally start from? I want to say there was a Bloomberg article, maybe a Jason Schreier piece, something like that. Some stuff on Reddit. There's so many. Once this stuff comes out, like you start to hear from so many different sources, whether they're real or fake, you just start kind of lumping that stuff together. So honestly, I'm not sure where the original rumor started for that. But now apparently there's a Korean ratings board listing for the Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy Definitive Edition, which they are usually pretty indicative that something is real. Like I feel like we saw the Alan Wake remaster and countless other games come across this ratings board before we found out that they're a real thing. And it always feels like they're like way ahead too, like 6+ months before we actually see an official announcement. But it seems like this is definitely a thing that's going to happen. The question is like, how much work are they going to actually put into this stuff? All the rumors are like there are going to be some new assets and some old assets. So I don't think we're getting a full-on remake here. We're just getting a remaster. And we've kind of already seen those in previous generations. So if they just take those and up-res the visuals even more, 4K, whatever.
It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see if that's actually what it is, or if they're going to actually put some money and work behind some of these games.
Probably make some put some accessibility to it, like because some of those things, man, are just so frustrating and broken when we play like some of those missions and things of that nature. Like,
helicopter flying.
Helicopter flying. Or add helicopter flying to 3, and have the gunplay be better. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Because oh my god, because you using buttons to shoot and shit like that. You're not using triggers.
Exactly. Yeah. So we shall see if that actually comes to fruition, and if it does, I mean that could be a thing that shows up on Geoff Keighley's Game Awards this year. I wouldn't necessarily be surprised to hear about it sooner rather than later. Because at some point they gotta say that they're working on the next Grand Theft Auto, right? They're working on a Grand Theft Auto 6. They're just not going to talk about it for a while until they're a lot closer to being done. And also milking as much money out of Grand Theft Auto Online as possible. So, all right, Dominic, this last one I got here, another rumor, another much talked about rumor. It's back. Bloomberg is reporting now that developers are out there with 4K Switch dev kits already. Basically going like, developers on record going like, oh yeah, we're actually surprised that they're just releasing this OLED version because we've had these 4K dev kits for a while now. Nintendo has basically come out there and said, we have no plans to release a new Nintendo Switch model outside of the OLED version.
So developers are just lying then.
Exactly, right? No, that means Nintendo is actively trying to figure out which developers it is that snitched on them and are going to hunt them down and find them. Yeah, I mean, again, it wouldn't have been a surprise if that OLED version was just this. So to see these rumors resurface and now say next year is the year, that's not surprising. The thing that's more surprising than anything is the idea that we'll have anything considering how hard it is to find new consoles nowadays,
Exactly.
and seemingly it's going to continue into next year. And that's probably, if these things existed and have existed for a while now, and all those rumors that we saw coming out originally were accurate, is probably the reason we didn't get a 4K Switch this year, is because the supply shortages were just too immense to overcome. And I don't know if that's going to work out for them next year either. We'll see. Hopefully things get better, because literally it's affecting everything. We're talking cars, we're talking video game systems. At some point, we're going to be talking anything with electronics in it. So hopefully things do smooth out by next year, and they can release this by the end, if that's what they plan on doing. I mean, clearly they don't plan on that, Dominic, because Nintendo has come out and said they don't plan anything, but they're definitely working on something. Whether they're planning it out or not, that's a whole different thing. But yeah, I just wanted to mention this one because hopefully we don't get into that cycle again of like every week there's some new rumor that we either have to talk about or have to just ignore, because that went on for far too long last year and into the beginning of this year. But it's definitely something that, like, if devs are out there with them, it's got to be a thing that's happening. And I can't help but think, we kind of talked about it before when all this stuff was happening, but I'm not totally against the idea, because you have games like Bayonetta 3, which now we know is coming out next year, that's going to be exclusive to a Nintendo platform because Nintendo is putting the money into it and publishing it. And I'm just not entirely convinced that a Nintendo platform, in this case the Switch, can handle that game in a way that a lot of people are going to want to play.
Yeah. Because I was saying, it's like, I mean, visually, it didn't look, like I said, it didn't look better than Devil May Cry, so maybe it can handle it. But I don't know, or like you said, maybe it's more to it. Like maybe it was meant for that one. Like you can still play it on a regular Switch, but it'll be so much better on the new one.
Yeah. And I would definitely hope they don't, make it a game that plays like absolute trash on the Switch, even if this is a real thing and it does play better there. It's just, I feel like it's going to be compromised one way or the other on this system, whether it be frame rate, which I hope it's not, or visual fidelity, which I would prefer, for something like this. Make it look a little simpler, keep it closer to the 360 or whatever kind of era game, and keep it locked in at 60.
All right.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of news. So,
all right.
A company called Dagger System, they started a accessible games database.
Oh, that's cool.
So it makes it easier for people to search for games with certain specific accessibility features you may want. Actually, I'm going to go to the site right now because I want to see where they have it for me, like easy. I just want an easy game. I'm looking at it now. So they have a bunch of games, and they got a filter menu like by genre, platform, and all that. But they even got like specific like volume controls, subtitles. They have subtitles. Does they have save progress, tutorials, difficulty options? I think go really specific. Like, do these games have this?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's pretty cool. That's pretty good. Like for visuals too. Like, does it have a narrator? Because some people need that. Because I've been seeing that a lot, especially the Ubisoft games. They start off with the narrator going, and you gotta turn it off if you don't need it.
Like something even like I was looking at screen magnifier, because I feel like that's a specific thing that you don't see in many games, as opposed to like subtitles, which are mostly kind of default with everything now, except
Yeah.
for what was it, the Spyro one that got in trouble for not having it.
for not having it.
And
yeah.
I didn't know, like Devil May Cry 5 and The Last of Us Part 2 both have screen magnifiers, which is pretty cool.
And yeah, they even asked like, "Hey, does this game have QTEs? Maybe you don't like them, or like the QTEs where you have to use your hands real fast. Do they have it where you can?
Yeah,
just,
maybe you're physically not able to.
Yeah, or they don't have it. Do they have it so you can just tap the button, or just hold a button?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's pretty good. That system's been in place for that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All games just need to be more accessible.
Oh yeah. Well, see, some people don't believe that, Daniel. They say that mess up their vision. You're messing with people's vision when you do that. You got no counter retort to that?
No, those people are phonies.
Oh, okay.
That's my retort.
All right. So, Stranger of Paradise. That is the Final Fantasy Origins game. That's
Chaos.
That says chaos like a billion times.
Yeah.
So they had a stream on October 2nd. Because I'm looking at an article that said there's a stream coming out October 2nd. So I was like, oh, well, I guess I missed that. And they also have a new playable demo available for the PS5 and Xbox Series X. It says new playable demo. I'm reading this article from Game Informer. New playable demo is available now for PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Okay.
And Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin Trial Version 2 serves as an expansion of the first demo, adding a new stage and tossing Neon into the group. I didn't even know they had a first demo. You can also
it came out right when they announced that game, basically.
Oh, okay.
At
you can
E3,
also
I think.
sample an expanded roster of jobs and try out the game's multiplayer for the first time. I forgot they had yeah, that's right. They did have multiplayer. They said that. Trial version 2 concludes on October 11th. Hopefully this demo has an easier launch than the last one did. I guess they had some problems last time.
Yeah.
But
it originally launched and then nobody could play it.
It's releasing also on PS4 and Xbox One and PC.
Okay.
So
what you're
why
saying
not,
there's no demo for them. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no demo for them.
Because they suck. Because they don't want it. They don't want you to see how badly those games run on those systems before you spend the money to play them.
But it is free upgrades though on both.
Okay, good, very nice.
Yeah, because it says
they couldn't do that with Final Fantasy.
Nope.
Well, I mean, they did. No, they did, but they just didn't add the DLC stuff. And
the DLC, yeah.
They didn't let you do it if you had a PlayStation Plus version.
Those who purchased
I disagree with.
The PS4 version to play on PS5 will be treated to a free visual and gameplay enhancements. By the same token, Xbox players can take advantage of the smart delivery to automatically enjoy the optimal version of the game. What about PC? I can upgrade to a new PC. It looks better. Does that work like that too?
You get the GeForce experience, Dominic. You go in there, you click the button to make your settings look better, and then you're good.
Yep. All right. So that's all. Yeah, that's all news I have. So I guess we can move on to new releases. Oh, no, not new releases. Well, PlayStation Plus and Xbox Games for Gold.
Yeah, real quick, we got those. I actually saw there was a leak last week right before we finished recording about the PlayStation Plus ones, but I wasn't sure if they were going to be real or not. But it turned out they were. So for the PS5, you have Hell Let Loose, which is a World War I game, I believe. And it's kind of a mix of strategy and first-person shooter. Like they do that Battlefield thing where it's like you have a person watching over what's happening, like a commander, and then you have people out in the field actually executing in a first-person mode. Okay. That game looks pretty cool. And then you have PGA 2K21, which I'm excited for because we were just talking around the time that Mario Golf came out. Like, I'd be interested to see one of those PGA games, but I'm not going to necessarily buy one. But here it is on PlayStation Plus. Give that a try.
I can try this out to see if it's something I want to play because you got this and the EA one coming up.
Yep.
And they're going to be competing. So we'll see. I wonder, like, well, I'll be interested in either one, so I can try this one out. Like, and because I like golf, and I wouldn't mind like pretending I'm a great golfer again, like I did on the Tiger Woods golf game on the Wii. And now that I think one of them got the Masters. I don't know if both of them do.
Mm-hmm.
Though they should. I mean, because it's the biggest one. Or the Ryder Cup. Do they both have the Ryder Cup? Because that just happened. I think the U.S. won.
Oh,
but
okay.
that's cool, too. Like the best golfers from the U.S. versus the best golfers from Britain. Which I feel like, I guess the rest of the world just be left out. Like, yeah, fuck y'all. This is about the U.S. versus Britain.
Yep.
But I think they probably have some Euro Cup thing going on. But yeah, so I like those events because I thought they were all part of the whole PGA, and I was like, oh, they're their own separate things. It's like, but that sucks. No, you need to just go ahead and pay them because this is what I want. Or you better make up something that's similar. Better say, oh, this is called the Glider Club, and something like that. Or this is the Supremacists. Not the Masters, the Supremacists.
I don't know about that. Really makes you think about where Masters comes from, don't it? All right, and you also have Mortal Kombat X, which really, guys, X. We're doing X, not 11.
Xbox. Well, this was on PlayStation Now. It might still be up there. I have no idea. Xbox had it already for Games of Gold.
Yeah,
but
I think people are also not happy because it's part of that PS5 library that they did too, which is
it was that too.
Yeah,
damn.
So people were like, "I already got this game for free. Why are you giving us this game?" So you know how it goes. But for the most part, I think it's not too bad a lineup there.
I mean, look, some people almost every time, unless it's like a big game. Like everybody always says sucks, which I'm like, it's because it's not a big game. You might like it.
Yeah, just give it a try.
You know? And then I'm like, are you like, did you finish everything you got from those other months? Or something like,
of course I did. Dominic. I played
all the
every
games you
video
did.
game ever.
Have like you. Come on, it's not going to be something for you every damn month. You got to know that.
Yep. Speaking of Games for Gold, I kid. So Games for Gold has Arrow, which is like this space shooter. It actually kind of looks cool, but I had never heard of it before.
Yeah, never.
Hover, which I'm also not really familiar with.
They're really staying with the sky stuff, like the staying.
They really are. Yeah, just float around. And then you have Castlevania Harmony of Despair. That's one of the co-op side-scrolling ones.
Oh,
and Resident Evil Code
one.
Veronica X. Yeah, it's the co-op one. I was a little disappointed by that, but it is what it is. I mean, there's so many.
X, so I'm going to force myself to play it. I'm going to force one of these days. But I got so many games. Like, I would actually mind force myself to play this. But I got so many games to play that I'm just not going to happen.
Yeah. Now it's October, Dominic. You got to commit to the scary game.
Yeah, I know.
That's how you get the streams. You get the numbers up.
I think Kingdom's pretty scary.
Scary games.
The Bridge of Spirits with those little rots. I think they're going to do something. That's like, you can't have a name like Rot and be all
you can't trust them.
Happy
you can't be trusted.
And stuff like that. Now they're going to eat me.
Exactly. They're waiting for your body to rot and then they're going to eat you.
I don't understand why they use that name for them. It's like, these are the cute little things. What's their name? Rot. They're the rots. Like, oh,
you're going to find out by the end. There's a reason why, Dominic. There's definitely a reason why. All right. But yeah, those are the games for October 2021. So now we got new releases, Dominic. We've got Outer Worlds Echoes of the Eye. This is the expansion for Outer. Yes. I have the word in front of me and I still mess it up, Dominic. Outer Wilds. Yes. Outer Wilds. Echoes of the Eye. One of your favorite games from last year. That's now out on the PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
That was last year? 2 years ago.
Last year? Was it 2 years? Oh my God. Where's time going, Dominic? Where's time going? So what do you think? Are you going to try and get into this?
Yes, I think I am. I don't know by the end of the year I will, but I will. I will try to play this.
Gotcha. Very nice. We also have Darksiders 3 releasing finally for the Nintendo Switch, as well as FIFA 22 on the PC, Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X.
That's why I've been seeing this game. For some reason, I always thought it came out. I mean, because I don't know when FIFA really comes out. And because I just kept seeing this game a lot, like everywhere. I was like, oh, is something going on in soccer? I was like, oh, it just came out.
The only thing going on in soccer that I care about, Dominic, is Ted Lasso. So tell me when they get a Ted Lasso mode.
Did you finish the second season?
I think there's like 1 or 2 more episodes to the second season, but I'm caught up with where they're at.
Oh, okay. Oh, they do a weekly thing?
Yeah. Yeah, they release it weekly. So I think it comes out on Fridays. I usually watch it on Saturday mornings. So yeah, Ted Lasso's still pretty good right now. I'm enjoying it a lot. So yeah, FIFA. Hopefully they'll get Ted Lasso in there at some point. Hot Wheels Unleashed. We talked about that a little bit. You played that. I was surprised at how much talk this game has been getting. Like, it kind of came out of nowhere and people have been really positive about it. So I'm glad, hopefully that'll motivate them to make something even better the next time, put some more,
I've been seeing
not necessarily make
too.
A better game, but like the publisher give them more money to make the game that they probably wanted to make the first time.
That's why I wanted to try this out. I mean, I didn't buy this part, but I saw like a Twitch stream of it, like people were playing it. I said, oh, this looks actually nice. I mean, it looks like a nice game. I just wish there was more to it, but it's like, it has a lot of potential to be something great, actually.
Yeah, definitely. And then one of the big ones this week, Dominic, New World, that's out on the PC. That's the Amazon MMO. Sounds like some people were pretty into it and other people are not really into MMOs. So
yeah, it's not, I'm not into MMOs, but it's just nothing appealing I see on this game.
Yeah.
Like visually,
it's
I don't see anything
bland
appealing.
in a way that like a lot of the more fantasy, World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy, and even EverQuest are more visually interesting and compelling. I can definitely see that. Definitely, you're telling me it's pretty high on Twitch right now, but those numbers, maybe questionable because of all the drops tied to it, and also because it's all owned by Amazon now. They can make that the top spot. Even if they aren't fudging the numbers, Dominic, they can just make whatever streamer plays that game the front of their webpage.
Yep.
And basically manipulate the numbers that way. So I don't want to make any accusations, but allegedly, Dominic, allegedly. All right, Dominic, you had anything else for the week?
Nope. I'm just glad we finished before the football game started.
All right, thank you guys as always for listening, and check us out on Twitter. Dominic is at DStalworth5. I'm at Regulus MB. The podcast is at Superpod, SUPAPOD. Superpod.com is the website where all the previous podcasts can be found, as well as links to all the places we currently post, including YouTube, where there's a video version of this podcast, as well as iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music. And until next time, guys, we'll see you later.
All right, see ya.